Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Now, I haven't done part 2 yet of the Pillow Talk mascara wear test because my eyes have been really stinging and watering for the last couple of days. I think the pollen has gone nuts in this area. So I just basically haven't been putting on any eye makeup whatsoever, just giving my eyes a bit of a rest. So I thought I would do a skincare video today, and the long overdue skincare video on this little set that I got a while back, as you know, and everybody's been asking me about it, and it's taken me so long to get round to doing it. So I thought before I throw this box out, because I virtually finished all of the products except for the vitamin C serum, I would tell you all a bit about it and talk about some of my other favourite skincare products. So I purchased this box, which is by Skinceuticals, and it's a set which comes with CE Ferulic acid, which was the real serum that I've been looking at for a long time. A lot of dermatologists recommend it. It's got a combination of vitamin C, ferulic acid, and vitamin E. And it's supposed to be very good for pigmentation. Then it's got a corrective serum, which is called a hyaluronic acid intensifier, and then a nighttime treatment, which is retinol in quite a low concentration, 0.3% concentration. And it basically says it's clinically proven to improve the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, discoloration, and skin texture. And it says visible results in just 4 weeks. Now, I'm going to tell you that I saw some amazing results very quickly with this. But I was always very wary because this is quite a considered purchase. Skinceuticals is not cheap. I'll put the price below. That I didn't want to suddenly put something out within a week and say, wow, look at this, and people go out and purchase it, because sometimes with these skincare products you can actually see something very visibly and then you kind of reach a plateau. And actually that's a little bit of what happened with me with some of the products. And I'm kind of resisting telling you my conclusion right at the beginning. So I'm going to go through all the products, and I'm also going to go through some photographs that I took. And I will take a photograph today as well, so that you can see me under the camera, although I have put a little bit of tinted sunscreen on. But I shouldn't have done that before doing this video, but never mind. So I will show you some photographs that I took before and then during treatment, and I'll put them here. Okay, so you can probably see that some of those photographs. Now, the 2nd, 3rd of June, which was about 10 days after I started to use this program, I really noticed a kind of wow, you know, really reduced really quickly. My pigmentation, my face looked brighter, felt really good. And then I went through a kind of peeling process, which was me getting used to the retinol. And my face was constantly peeling. And I was very careful to use sunscreen. But then the sun started to come out, and I don't go out, I don't sunbathe, I don't sit in the garden, I don't do any of that thing. And even if I go out, I make sure I have my sunscreen on, factor 50 sunscreen, and a floppy hat. And yet I react very quickly to the sun. And I think what happened was then it became very sunny outside, and even just sitting in a car for 5 minutes with the sun beating down on my face, even with sunscreen, my pigmentation started to creep back in again. I would say that my skin still is a lot glowier. It's a lot smoother. There is a lot of people have commented on how smooth my skin is looking, but I have definitely still got these areas of pigmentation, and this area here, which is probably not as easy to see at the moment because of the tinted sunscreen, but I've got this kind of white patch which looks like I'm developing vitiligo. Now, I don't know if people know what vitiligo is, but it's when you get white patches of skin that don't have any pigment, and I'm getting that here. So in terms of the pigmentation, I think it really helped it, and I think it's really been helpful. I think it's not particularly helped me when the sun has been out, but it did help me a lot before the sun was out. Very important to use sunscreen. I just don't think it protected me enough. Even with my sunscreen, it didn't protect me enough from the sun. And my skin has reacted to the sun in the summer. I think it's probably a good treatment to use in the winter, to get your skin ready for the summer. But I think I've just got that type of skin that reacts very quickly to any kind of sunlight, and even with a block on my skin. However, I don't regret it. Now, there are things in the package that I would like to say, so I'm just going to go through the different elements of what was in the package. Okay, I'm putting my glasses on again because I did get some feedback that you like seeing me in my glasses, and of course, because normally I'm putting makeup on, you don't see me in glasses. So here's my glasses on. Now, I just want to go through all of these. I've got some of the bottles upstairs, but I'm going to show you from the box. So the first one is the vitamin CE Ferulic acid. Now, I've still got quite a bit of this left. It actually, because you use it quite sparingly, it's about 5 drops on your hand. And it goes on your face. Now, this I would definitely recommend. I think it's a really good product. It's a really good vitamin C. It doesn't feel sticky. And you can sometimes feel it tingling, especially if you've exfoliated well. You can feel it tingling on your skin. Everybody online, all the dermatologists seem to recommend this product. It's not cheap, even on its own, but I think it's a very, very good vitamin C. It's got vitamin E and it's got ferulic acid. And the combination of those 3 ingredients are supposed to really help in terms of antioxidant protection for your skin. And I really do think that that has helped. Now, moving on to the Hyaluronic Serum. This was my least favourite item in the box. What I found is it's got something in it, I think rice bran. Let me just look and see. It had something in it like rice bran. Has it got it on the bottle? I think I've got the old bottle in here. That's what it looks like. And it says multi-beneficial formula containing a high concentration of pure hyaluronic acid, peroxylane and purple rice extract supports skin natural hyaluronic acid reservoir to help renew plumpness, elasticity and firmness. The appearance of crow's feet, nasolabial folds and marionette lines are reduced, and a taut and smooth canvas is formed to help refine skin's complexion. Apply 4 to 6 drops after using the serum, after using the vitamin C serum. Now what I found is it peeled on me, and it would often then I'd put foundation over it and it would just peel off. And I just didn't like the texture of it. And I did finish it up. But what I tended to do was to use this more at night. But if I used this in the day, it just annoyed me because it just peeled. And anything moisturising I put on top just peeled. So it's fine if you want to use it on its own over your serum and then not put any makeup on. But it's not so good for using in the day because it just doesn't take any oil-based products that go over the top of it. And it wasn't my favourite. I do have a serum, a hyaluronic acid serum that I actually prefer, and I'm just going to get that and show it you now. I really, really love this serum. Okay, so during my treatment plan, I got a sample of this by La Roche-Posay, and I loved it so much, I bought a bottle, and it's a lot cheaper than this serum. I think it's about half the price, and it's I don't know how to pronounce this, Hyalu B5, and it says anti-wrinkle concentrate, repairing, replumping. It's got hyaluronic acid in it. Because it's by La Roche-Posay, it's very, very good for sensitive skin. Even though it's not one of their Toleriane range, I find all La Roche-Posay are very good for sensitive skin. It's got, as I say, vitamin B5. It's got hyaluronic acid and what else does it say it's got in here? Because I can't read all the chemical names. I'm trying to find the bit. Here it is. It's got madecassoside. I can't read this. Madecassoside to help plump the look of skin and repair by replenishing the skin's moisture barrier and activate skin renewal. Now, I found this was a lot better. It sunk into the skin and it didn't leave that pilling. And I tell you what I'm going to do, because I'm going to show you this. But I also, because it's quite gentle, I actually take a little drop and I pat this around my eyes because it's very soothing. It doesn't irritate. It doesn't tell you that you can use it around the eyes, but I find it doesn't irritate my eyes, and it just replumps all those fine lines. It might feel a tiny bit sticky when you first put it on, but it does sink in if you massage it in, and it doesn't pill. And I just love this serum. Now, I did read an article about hyaluronic acid and the product that's in Charlotte's serum, her magic serum, which is supposed to contain more moisture than hyaluronic acid. And I'm trying to think of what it's called. Let me just go and get the bottle and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Do you know what? Not only was the bottle right next to me, but as soon as I switched off the camera, I remembered the name. It's polyglutamic acid. Now, I read an article about polyglutamic acid as being the new hyaluronic acid. And what they were saying was that actually it is very good, but it is very good to put hyaluronic acid on first, which sinks into the lower levels of the skin, and then use polyglutamic acid over the top, because that sits more on the surface of the skin and protects the skin, whereas hyaluronic will go further in. And that is kind of the summary of a very in-depth article that I read that I posted on my community a while ago. But I was so pleased when I read that, because I had been putting this on first before Charlotte's serum, and I thought, oh good, I've been doing the right thing just instinctively. But I would definitely say that this I prefer to use in that, so I wouldn't buy the kit again. Now, the last thing in this set is the retinol. So let's talk about the retinol. Okay, the retinol looks like that. Again, I've got the tube upstairs. Now, I haven't used up all of the retinol, although I haven't got a lot left now. I think, how much is in the retinol? 30 mils, but you only use a pea-sized amount on the back of your finger, and you don't use it every night. Now, what I was doing was on the nights I was using the retinol, that's what I was using, and then so what the system is that you're supposed to, if you're using the set, is you use the vitamin C in the morning on cleansed skin, then you put the hyaluronic acid serum over the top, and then at night you put the retinol on cleansed skin, and you wait at least half an hour to 45 minutes, I think, before putting on the hyaluronic acid serum. Okay, now what I was doing was that one night, and I was using the Tranexamic the other night, but I was missing my Charlotte Tilbury night cream so much when I was doing the Tranexamic acid. But I have used this and, sorry, the retinol and the Charlotte Tilbury night cream, even though there are some retinoids in the night cream. But I was able to cope with that because I found that the retinol was drying my skin out, and Jack is wanting to speak to me, so I will be back in a second. Of course, the other way to get around hyperpigmentation is to never go out of your bedroom, like my son here, who's as pale as a sheet compared to me.
It's probably because I've been playing VR horror games for like the whole day.
Yes, he exaggerates.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I was talking about the retinol. Now, the retinol worked really well. I have used retinol in the past, but I hadn't used it for a while. And I definitely noticed that after about a week or so of using it, that my skin did go through the peeling process, and it started to look quite red and raw, especially around my cheeks. But actually, I stuck with it, and it really did help to improve my skin. And I've been using it. I don't use it every night. I think it's too harsh to use every night, but I think it's a good strength, and I think it's a really good retinol. Now, I don't think, the only thing I would say is I don't think I've used enough retinols to be able to tell you whether I think it's a particularly good retinol, comparatively speaking. The only retinol I've used in the past is By the Ordinary, and also sort of products that have got retinoids in them, like Charlotte's night cream. But I haven't really gone into really serious. I think when I'm talking about the retinols that you would get, specific retinols, where they give you a percentage of the amount of retinol that's in the product. Charlotte's doesn't do that. It's got kind of a retinol-like product in it, but it doesn't actually give you a percentage. I've only used this and The Ordinary, so I couldn't tell you whether or not it's better than other ones that you might be using or not, because I haven't used enough. But I would say that it is certainly a good one, and it's one that I would consider repurchasing again. So to recap from this, I would say this box is not something that I would repurchase as a set. I would definitely recommend the vitamin C and ferulic acid. And I think even though it's quite expensive, it's got good ingredients. It's had really good write-ups from dermatologists. It has made my skin glow. You can see I've got that glowy forehead, which has been there ever since I started using it. And that's, I haven't put any glowy products on. I do think it's a very good vitamin C, and I've still got plenty. I've got about, sorry that it's upstairs, but I've got about that much left in the bottle, and I have been using it pretty consistently. So I do, and it doesn't seem to go, it hasn't discoloured madly either. It seems to be quite a stable one in terms of it doesn't go off too quickly. Obviously, I won't keep it too long, because the longer you keep vitamin C, the more ineffective it becomes. But I think it's a very good vitamin C. I would not purchase the HA intensifier again. I would go for the La Roche-Posay one. And I think there are other hyaluronic acid products out there that I've tried that are just as good, if not better, and certainly don't make you pill in the way that this does. So that for me was a no-no, and it is quite expensive. The retinol I would consider repurchasing again. So all in all, I wouldn't repurchase the box, but I would actually get the vitamin CE Ferulic acid and possibly the retinol. The reason I won't be getting the retinol, reordering it, is because I got to use my retinol products that were in my subscription box from a couple of months ago. Actually, last month it was, wasn't it? I got a few retinol products in there that I want to use up next before I purchase any more retinol. And that is from It Works, the It Works brand. So I'm going to be using those, and I will update you on those. Now, other skincare products I'm loving. I'm going to flash up a picture here of a really good facial scrub that I'm using, and I'm going to show you two. One which is budget and one which is a bit more of a splurge. Okay, so my budget one has got to be the Aldi face scrub, pink clay face scrub. It's lovely. Put it on in the bath, and it really does work a treat, and you can feel your face tingling. It's quite strong actually, the pink clay. I do really like that, and I use that one a lot, and it really does pick my skin up. And then I'm going to show you the splurge. Okay, this one smells beautiful. They're finer. The grittiness is finer. I do like a gritty scrub. I prefer them to chemical peels. I just think my skin responds better to the gritty ones. I like the scrubs more than the chemical peels. And I've loved this one. I only got a small, it's a travel size, but I've used it, and I've been using it a lot recently. And you can really tell after you've used it. I actually used it today in the bath before this video, and it really does help to slough off all that dead skin cell, especially around my neck. It doesn't feel crepey, and it smells delicious. And the beads are a lot finer than the Aldi one. The Aldi one is a little bit, they're bigger gritty bits than this. This is finer. It's more like a sand texture, and it really does slough off the skin really well. So I would really recommend that if you want a splurge. But I do have some other exfoliators coming up soon, so do watch this space. I'm not going to give anything away, but I do have a video coming up very soon of something that I want to try out next to help my pigmentation, which has definitely got worse during the summer despite all that I've been doing. Now, before I go, the last thing is I wanted to update you on the tranexamic acid, and I'll show you a picture of it here. Okay, you all heard me say you need to drop everything and buy this, and I still stand by what I'm saying. I think it really helps enormously with pigmentation. I think the reality is that I haven't been using it as much as I would like, and the reason is because you are supposed to put it on as a mask at night, and it's like a gel, and you can't put your moisturizer over the top. You're not supposed to put anything on after it. And I really find that my skin's quite dry after. Although it really helps with the pigmentation, I really miss my night cream. I need to have some moisture on my face, or my skin just feels really dry in the morning. So I think as an ingredient, tranexamic acid is definitely something I want to look into further. And I know that Clara Barrera sent me a serum that has it in, but unfortunately you could only get it in the States and they don't deliver to the UK. I have been wondering whether to put some of the Tranexamic mask that I used in, mix it in with my moisturizer or something to see if that works. And I may give that a try. And if I do, I will tell you how it goes and whether that works. But that's why I haven't been using it as much. But actually, when I do use it, I really do notice a difference with my pigmentation. And the other skincare product I have been using religiously because it's so easy is the set, the makeup cleansing set, the gel cleanser and the cloth from, I've forgotten their name. Let me go and check. I didn't need to go and check. I just needed to come off for a minute and I remember. Style Pro. It's so good at taking makeup off at night. It's just such a no-brainer. Gel on, cloth on, off it comes, and you're ready to do your second cleanse. And there's hardly any makeup left when you do your second cleanse. So I've been using that a lot. As to, I've been using my Charlotte's Magic Serum. I don't use it as much. I use it a bit more sparingly because otherwise it turns out to be quite expensive. If I use, 5 drops twice a day, then this bottle's going to go pretty soon. So I tend to use this more in the morning, and then I use some of my other serums at night. I think with the Magic Night Cream, there's really no need to use this as well, although I'm sure Charlotte will tell you that there is. But I just don't want to be having to purchase this every month, which if you use 5 drops in the morning and night, you would need to purchase it every month. And that's just a little bit out of my price range to do that. She needs to bring in a year of Magic Serum, maybe. She's got a year of Magic Skin with her moisturisers. And talking of which, I said that was my last thing, but I've also been using the Magic Cream Light a lot. I do tend to alternate between this and the Magic Cream, depending on how dry my skin is. If my skin is feeling very dry, then I use the cream. But if it's feeling quite moisturised, as it was today after I'd exfoliated and everything else, then I will use the Magic Cream Light. And then the sunscreens that I've definitely been using, I've tended to swap back now to my Ultra Sun Factor 50. I've moved over from the Anthelios La Roche-Posay. I do still like the Anthelios one. It's very good sunscreen. The only thing is that it doesn't sink into the skin, whereas this sinks in almost immediately and doesn't feel sticky on the face. So I tend to use that one a lot more. So I hope all of that's been helpful. Do let me know if you have any questions, especially about this set. I hope I've answered them all, but my summary would be, don't get the set. Just go for number 1, the vitamin CE Ferulic serum, and number 2, the retinol, possibly the retinol. But I wouldn't recommend this if you wear a lot of foundations that have got oils in them, because it's just going to pill under your makeup and it's going to annoy you. So I would just stick with this definitely, and this possibly. Okay, I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you all very soon. As soon as my eyes stop watering, they're constantly watering today, I will do that part 2 of Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk mascara and see whether or not it sheds underneath. And I just want to do it when my eyes are not watering. Okay, so anyway, I hope you have a lovely day and see you all soon. Take care, love you all. Mwah!